it's Noah, and this is my 2 years on testosterone video. I have been awful, absolutely awful at filming and remembering to film, so I apologize for that, more to myself because I promised myself that I was going to be consistent with it, but I'm here now and I'm 2 years on testosterone, so that's crazy to be able to say. I honestly treat my each month that I'm on T as like a little birthday. There's something so affirming, or I'd expect it to be, but there's something so comforting about hitting each milestone, and 2 years is quite a big thing, so I feel very blessed and very glad that I can be here filming this video, although I'm definitely out of practice. But this is my voice 2 years on testosterone, and I'm not quite sure how I want to film this because I haven't filmed in so long that I can't remember, but I think I'm gonna go head to toe and then talk about some other emotional sides of things. So I don't think I've really had anything change with my hair in the last year. Right now it is very much due a haircut, and it's the same old hair. I will say it got thicker on T. I have no hairline problems. I have not lost any hair, but I know I'm still only 2 years on T. Face-wise, I know my eyebrows are slightly darker. I'm very glad, and I know that they've changed shape a little bit. I'm not really, I haven't noticed this in myself because I see myself every day, but people who do see me irregularly have pointed this out to me, and it's something that I'm very glad about because it masculinizes your face quite a lot, and I wouldn't say that I have the most masculine face, but yeah, that's a positive change. But it's not the only hair growth I've had. I am slightly shaved right now because I do have to trim this scruffy looking beard every few weeks, but lots of hair growth. I'll insert some videos and stuff throughout the entire update because it's been a lot longer than this. I need to learn to stop saying Other than that, I definitely know that my jawline is a lot more prominent than it has been in the past. I wouldn't say it is right now. I've just woken up and probably have a puffy face, but I'm so much more confident this year than I was this time last year. Though this time last year I was just over the moon by the fact that I'd changed so much in a year. But I know that certain features have changed ever so slightly, but I wouldn't say my face has changed massively. Down to my neck, got a very prominent Adam's apple now, which is something that I've wanted a lot when I started T. I wasn't sure that I was going to have one because it's not something that I've seen in my family or my genetics. So I feel very, very glad, very blessed to have a lovely little Adam's apple that I get to just, if I feel dysphoric, I just have to look in the mirror most of the time. Shoulder wise, now my body proportions have changed a lot between this time last year and this time now. I've lost a lot of weight. This time last year I was in a very puffy T bloaty phase, and I was actively going to the gym all the time as well, but I had a much higher body fat percentage than I do now. So I wouldn't say my shoulders are broader than this time last year, but they don't look weak, or they're wider than my hips still. Chest. Sorry, I'm still half asleep. My chest, I'm so much happier with my chest. Still obviously despise it, but I've got next to no breast tissue and I have no fat on my chest, and I sometimes when I've had a pump I feel it, like I can see the upper pec muscle, which is something that I'm really enjoying. I'm getting hairier. I've got, or not, I wouldn't say a hairy chest, but I've got hair growing through on my chest, which is very euphoric, and that hair goes all the way down to my stomach, which is absolutely covered in hair. That is my biggest change, which I will get onto, but hair growth it's been everywhere. I'm both nervous and excited to see what the next couple years bring, because I know that this is nothing yet. My stomach and my hips, less curvy. I have lost a lot of weight and leaned out quite a lot, and I'm more muscular looking than I was. So my hips are filled in a bit, and I'm not holding on to as much weight on my calves, which is something that I was really worried wasn't going to go away because it hadn't yet shifted this time last year. So very big plus to that. And that goes down to my legs. My legs aren't curvy at all. They're just bushes of hair, to be honest. That's what I can report. And they're strong, and I am quite active, but it's really weird to be able to say this, and I'm not quite fully there yet, but I'm not fully disgusted by my body anymore, which is something I never thought I'd be able to say out loud. It's still not perfect at all. Like, there are a million things I could name to you that I would change, and a million things that still get me to cry over my body most days, but I have never been happier with my body, and I have a lot less things that I would change, and more things that I'm just growing comfortable with. So this year has been very positive in that sense, specifically since the start of 2025. My feet haven't changed. If I finish my body side of things, my feet haven't changed, other than the fact that they're a bit hairier, they haven't grown. But I'll just say that that's the end of my speaking about my body from head to toe, because I probably will jumble this up a little bit. I do want to talk about emotional changes, because I think that's quite a significant thing that I've been confronting in the last couple of months. Specifically since probably November last year, there's been a very big shift in my mentality, and I won't go into why or what caused that or any of that, because I don't think I'm ready to talk about those things. But I won't say I'm in a better place in my brain, because that would be lying, but I'm doing so much better with what I do with these feelings or thoughts or reactions to things, and I know that's going to go hand in hand with how I feel about myself. So I'm not saying that when you hit 2 years on T you're going to feel really, really good, because this is me and this is my experience, but I'm really working for myself and working with myself rather than against myself, and that's something that I can't express enough for anyone else to try and do. Most of my life I've been very much viewing myself as the enemy and my emotions as the enemy, and I would beat myself up or hurt myself or punish myself for the feelings or thoughts that I'd have. And now it's more like I'm accepting the fact that these are the feelings and thoughts that are going through my body, and I can't punish myself for that, because that's not in my control. I can't control how I feel. I can just control what I do with those feelings. And that's definitely been a massive mentality shift since probably the end of last year. I've gotten back into reading, and this is completely unrelated, but I've been reading this amazing book, which I recommend entirely. It's called The Things That You Can See Only When You Slow Down. I can't remember the author's full name, but I might attach that in the caption. That book has helped me open up parts of my brain or understand things about myself that I wasn't allowing myself to. Things that I would advise to other people, but things that I wasn't there with myself yet. It's been a very big game changer for me and very significant in my journey, and I think that it's worth a read. But no, with this massive shift in approach to my emotional responses, it's been very helpful for me to be able to, I'm not there yet, but befriend my emotions and my dysphoria. My dysphoria still feels like an enemy to me, but I'm not demonizing it, and I'm not hating myself for it. I can still feel like I hate myself, but I'm not hating myself because I'm dysphoric anymore. And that's something that I've been trying to get out of for a very long time. I will say that this year has been very emotionally challenging. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've been in some of the darkest places that I've ever been in over the last year. 2024 could arguably be one of the worst years of my life. And I won't go into why either. That's not something I'm ready to share. But the fact that I'm here says more to me than any of the trauma that I went through last year, because I made it through, and I have no idea how I did that, but it tells me that I'm strong enough to get through pretty much anything. And I don't want to talk too much about this because I don't want to get emotional, but I will say that with emotional changes on testosterone wise, because this video is meant to be about testosterone, that I know I would have talked about it a lot at a year, because that's when all the changes kind of have come through more, but I'm now able to cry again quite frequently. I don't know if I was able to this time last year, but there's still a lot of grey areas where I just am completely numb and unable to release emotion other than anger, because it just builds up and forms an outlet. But I am a lot more able to cry now, and will cry a few times a week, sometimes a day. It just depends. I will also say that I'm not necessarily a very angry person, but there's a lot more short temper that comes with tea, and that's something to be wary of, because obviously if you're around other people, you need to be careful that you don't lash out at them because of a silly little trigger in your brain. But I won't say that emotionally testosterone has made it better or worse, if we're talking about just how emotions feel, because it's very different to not being on testosterone. When lows are low, they feel lower, but I'm not, it's completely worth it in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't on testosterone, and it is aligning me. Energy wise, I have noticed in myself that I need naps, but I have got insomnia, and I have multiple days a week that I don't sleep at all. But on the days that I do sleep, I find that I need naps still, which I noticed as soon as I started testosterone, like within the first week. I'm not a nap person, and I don't know how to necessarily nap, but I hit like 3 p.m. and then I'm like, I really need to just go to bed. Not because I need a full night's sleep, but because I just need a power nap. It's quite funny because you'd expect that testosterone makes you more energized, but I feel quite tired. I'm tired right now, and I've slept last night. I think that's all that I actually remembered to think about saying. So I am 2 years on testosterone today, and it's actually the 11th of February today. I haven't done this late, which is impressive, considering I haven't done this in a year. But hopefully I am more consistent with posting this year. I'm sorry if I'm not. Not many people will see this, but it matters to me, and I know that I appreciate it when I watch people who are further along on their journey than me. So to everyone who is watching, my few friends and family, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon.